to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shauna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. Okay, so today's topic is about healing and why people think our healing is supposed to be quiet. I'm not sure, but it was just some thoughts that I had because I really thought about how sometimes healing happens in stillness. It does. It does happen in the quiet. It does happen in the long pauses between an in-breath and an out-breath. Sometimes that is where healing happens. But have you ever had the best healing when it happens in the noise? It happens in the chaos. This is when you're like ugly crying in the car or in the bathroom because you just didn't want anybody to see you. This is, I think, sometimes where the best healing actually happens. Because this is when whatever we've been holding on to kind of surfaces and it just cracks where it is. And it's not like we can contain it or deal with it in that moment. And so we just do what we need to do. Because I think sometimes people believe like our healing is not going to just happen on the yoga mat with some diffused lavender, even though that smells nice. It's going to happen sometimes in the rage, sometimes when we're screaming so hard that our throat freaking hurts. It happens when you least expect it. Your truth is finally being set free. What you needed to let go of is being set free. And sometimes that is the most healing space that you can be in. Sometimes our healing doesn't always look regulated. It's not always the clean, soft, or even cute. It doesn't always happen when the therapist that's holding the clipboard is nodding in agreement. No. Sometimes it just looks like you started cussing in therapy because you're done censoring yourself. Like you decided to burn some old journals and because you know that they've been keeping you small. Sometimes it's like walking out of a room and not even explaining why or explaining yourself. It's just that you're like, I'm out. When we're taught how to process, it's usually to be polite and quiet. It's a way of staying in control. It's a way to help us make sense of our feelings, make sense of our emotions. But sometimes the stuff that we just deal with is never meant to just be whispered. It's meant to be howled and screamed and out loud. It's meant to do that because it's a different way that we heal. And that has a better or a deeper vibration in our body. I just want to say that I know that I'm guilty of it too, but us therapists, healers, and helpers, first responders, those that are just helping others, we are at the worst of this. It's like we're told to be super subtle and to be direct and that our healing should be very digestible and small increments. Yeah, maybe that's something we needed in the past. Maybe it's something we needed to hold space for others. But sometimes our big emotions, our big feelings are a liability. So we shove it down, we cry alone, and we make sure that no one sees our mess, sees our life in the in-between. But the truth is, silence was just a survival strategy. Think about like if you grew up in a space where your needs were too much, or your voice was too loud, or your anger was unbecoming of you. All those things were putting us in this place of that we needed to neatly heal quietly and to not let us be our true authentic selves. It's a way that silenced us in many ways and created this shield or this wall that kept us from being out loud or healing out loud. At some point, the real healing starts when you decide to not shrink yourself and not shrink yourself in your sound. Sometimes we start small and we have a shaky boundary and we have like that honest, like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then it becomes like this, hell no, fuck you. I'm not doing it. But you do that when you're ready for that. It was meant to look like, you turned up the music and you're dancing barefoot in the kitchen and you're like freaking sweating and snobbing all at the same time. It might be that you was dancing in the rain outside barefoot too. It doesn't matter. Just the whole point is that as we're healing, we're remembering who we are. It was meant sometimes like maybe you wrote some like angry poem or creative writing at freaking midnight, but it wasn't supposed to be for anyone else. It was really just for you to hear, for you to heal yourself. That's what you need sometimes. This is the kind of healing that doesn't show up on Instagram and just looks good. It has a perfect hashtag. It's perfectly lit and aesthetically pleasing. No, this is the shit that's wild because it's yours and it's ugly, it's messy, and you just showing up in your mess. This is what life means to be in the middle and be messy in the middle. This is why I like the liberator frequency so much, because this is exactly the work that we're going to be doing. It's not about sitting crisscross applesauce and breathing in quietly and slowly and box breathing. Yes, those things are good, but this is about being able to reclaim your full range of emotion and feelings, full range. We're not going to just be regulated so that we can behave. We're going to be regulated so that we can just feel it all, feel the fullness without folding into ourselves, without shrinking, without being small. This is a place where you can yell, you can dance, you can cry it out, you can laugh because we survived something. Y'all know if you a Gen X baby, you done survived some stuff. Let me tell you. This is where we are healing out loud and on purpose with witnesses, because sometimes things were never meant to be healed in isolation. They were meant to be seen. They were meant to be heard. They were meant to be held. They were meant for that. So if your healing doesn't have to be quiet, it doesn't have to be polite, it doesn't have to fit in a well aesthetic pleasing thing either, because we really weren't built for that in the first place. Remember, we have been on this journey that was built for somebody else, and they are benefiting off of our stuckness, our burnt out, just whatever we're dealing with. I want you to let your healing make noise. Let it be gritty, raw, weird, holy, whatever you got. Let it be. Let it break things open. Let it maybe scare you a little bit just because you don't know what's going to come on the other side. Because you are not here to be palatable. You are here to be free. And if you are truly trying to help your clients be the same, you have to be that way first. So I hope that this was helpful for somebody. And until next time. There you have it, my friends. Another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit shauna11lpcs.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.